everybody. I'm KJ.
I'm Camp.
Jerry?
El Marco
What's up,
Mysterio.
Jerry?
Shane.
Steven.
We're Smart Mark Alley. This is
Who
booked
booked
this
this crap?
Well, guys, we're all back together. First time we've all been together in a while. Somebody's been missing out running the streets of New York City.
Yep.
I think he got lost, folks. We
did.
sent Rob Cook to find him.
I said I saw numerous things in the subway that would have scared Rob Cook. So,
Stop it!
He had a New York state of mind.
but that was a good time.
I imagine.
It's hard to tell who was more buried in streamers, Dalton Castle or Marty Scurll. So, or Scurll. I don't know how you pronounce that. Did I get it right?
Yeah. Very well done. So, big news to start out the week, I guess, for us is tomorrow. We head
big
on
show.
to Hazleton,
Yeah.
PPW. Everybody's gone, well, except for Jerry.
Yeah. I'd probably be carried out if I went.
He couldn't take the excitement, folks. So, yeah, it's a big show. Of course, everybody knows why it's a big show for me. Finally get to meet the man, Raven.
Nice.
You know, barring any kind of interference from Shawn Andrews this year.
Or the weather.
That was Shawn Andrews.
No, I don't know. I think I just heard
Sean,
trying to
really? You
barrel
control the
through.
weather?
Well, actually, it's Shawn Andrews Jones Jr. now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that boy Maven. That was the promo he got last
yes,
year.
that's right.
That was the best.
Yep.
My boy Maven.
Yep.
Pablo goes, it's not Maven, it's Raven. And he was supposed to it was a three-way match. It was Shawn, Balls Feel Good, and Bo Dakota versus Raven and
SPF.
Yeah, the SPF.
Yep.
So
And what do we have? So what do we
it's
have
still
tomorrow?
three-way. It's still a 6-man.
Yeah, it's still 6-man and it's quite disputatious.
It is disputatious.
Yes. Raven's teaming up with Johnny Moran, which is all
got a
right.
mustache.
It's all right. He does. He's got an epic mustache. You haven't seen his epic mustache yet, have
I've
you?
seen his epic mustache. He was there. He was at the last PPW.
Oh, it's more epic than that.
It's even more epic.
It's even more epic. It really is epic. I mean, it's putting
Well, you know what?
and Beckman.
No, whoa,
yeah.
disputatious.
If it competes with Venkman,
One half of
It
the.
does.
if it competes with
It
Venkman,
does.
okay,
It really
I'll
does.
believe it when I see it.
But their other partner, TJ Masters.
Oh,
Yeah, why?
Why?
Why? Does anybody understand that?
Mm-mm.
It doesn't make no sense to me at all. It doesn't. And they're taking on three guys who we all like. First of all, the young rookie, Big Pat Sawyer from Boots and Lariats. Of course, the newest acquisition of Ryan Race. And his partner, Clutch Adams.
Crotch.
Of course. And
Correct.
his cousin, Samuel Adams.
Ah.
Not really his cousin, but still.
No.
So
That'll be
I don't even know what to make of this, and that's the main event. I'm really kind of at a loss.
Michael Orlando's on the poster, but there's no match for him yet.
He has no match yet.
Yeah, I mean, I was told my eyes that are everywhere told me that Orlando wasn't going to be at the show.
Yeah.
But he's advertised, and they wouldn't lie to us, would they?
Team Green.
But I mean, you don't think they would have, false advertising?
I
would
certainly
they?
hope not.
He's on the poster.
I
He
mean,
is on the poster.
He's on the.
No.
Someone
Put him
says-
on the poster. They
Remember
It
that
better be-
little fine print card? Subject to
Yeah, but I mean,
change.
that's bait and swerve. I mean, I think that only happens in Butler.
Yes.
That happens a lot in Butler.
I believe it does.
And Sean
So-
Card's working the 5-star. Disputatious,
Minus
Sean.
5-star.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Let's stay positive here.
Yeah, let's.
We have our women's title match, a rematch, a match
Allie
that we've
Rex
all
and
seen several
Christina Marie.
times. Yes,
That should
yep.
be awesome.
Yep, that should be really good. Well, it was really good the last time we
Mhm.
saw it. So,
I'll
and,
see it
and
again.
they had a nice build towards it last time with the match with Allie and
Tenille, yeah.
Dashwood, whatever.
Emma.
Yeah, Emma.
The lady formerly known as Emma.
Yeah.
Because us wrestling fans can only remember one name. Well,
Yeah, well, according to Vince, yeah.
according to Vince, we can only remember one name. It's like,
Well,
that's Emma. That's Sheamus.
That's Elias.
That's
Elias.
the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Elias.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Apollo Cruz.
It's just Apollo now, yeah.
Oh yeah, Apollo. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
I think actually maybe Rusev was the worst because his whole name, Alexander Rusev,
Yeah.
it
Sounded
just sounded like
No.
something that would be coming out of
How
Rocky.
do you take Claudio Castagnoli and get Cesaro out of it?
No, because Americans are stupid and
Yes.
can't say that big word.
Mm-hmm. It's like Claudio. That sounds much like Claudia. That's a girl's name. We can't put him out there like that. Change it to something else. And I think passes by a pizza joint. He's like, Cesaro, there you go.
Maybe that's how it happened.
Probably is.
You never know.
Hunter and Vince going out for pizza.
Yeah.
Hunter,
Cesaro.
Vince, and Shane. Yeah. Here's a question, not to veer. Well, yeah, okay, to veer off because this is what we do.
It is
Why
kind of
was
long.
Shane at Raw on Monday night?
That
In
was
the
something-
back?
Why didn't you like have him
Where
like
was
if he's
it?
running with the production? Why not just have him step away?
Yeah.
Like-
yeah. Because for one thing, why was he there? SmackDown was running a house show at the same time.
That's what
Shouldn't
Kevin
he have
Owens
been
said,
there
and that's
watching?
why. That's why he got his just desserts.
Yeah. KO opened my eyes to that one. KO's opened my eyes to a lot of things throughout the years, but you know, yeah. Shane McMahon, I don't know. I've had enough of him. He's on my list.
Yeah.
He just made the list.
No, not just. He made it about 6 months
Oh.
ago.
He's
Yeah.
made it to the top of the
And then
list.
punches.
No, not the top. Dakotas is still there. And
He
then
sucks.
Manchild. Maddox.
He co-eliminated.
My God, my list is big.
You got a lot of people.
Co-eliminator with Dakotas. Co-eliminator in the Royal Rumble. You paid $20 to be in. Ah!
Could have been worse. Could have been
That's a
50.
shoot, brothers.
Yeah.
Shoot with me, brother. You don't know that story. We'll have to fill you in on that off
I
camera.
can- yeah.
That was the highlight of my day on Wednesday. I
Oh,
think
was
it
it?
was. Yes, Steven talking down. Some guy right down. Yeah. Let's talk about. The
Let's
match
talk
of
about
the night.
PPW.
Let's talk about the match of the night tomorrow. This match, as far as I know, it's never happened. I've never seen it. It goes back, I mean, really to Excite and the whole
does.
Excite versus Crusade for Change war that we've had for 2 years. Anthony Gangone returns to PPW. First time we've seen it, what, November? November?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Mhm.
He's been out kicking people in the head in CCW and stuff.
Yep, stepping out there, and he's going to face Sean
Up
Carr.
against your boy.
Sean
Sean F. and Carr.
Can you
Use his full name.
imagine?
Sean F. Carr.
Yeah, can you imagine what this match is going to be? I'm not even sure
Awesome.
if the Holy Family Academy can take it.
It'll
the
take it.
roof might just blow right off. It might land
We-
on the sanctuary.
You're gonna have to
You're
sign
right.
a waiver to go in for that one.
Well, we'll certainly make up for the people that are like, who are these guys?
Yeah, well, one thing I'll say this: Carr is over
Oh
in
yeah.
Hazleton.
Yeah.
He definitely gets a good reaction. Now, a lot of them are probably going to
It'll-
forget
it'll
who
all be
Anthony
from us.
is.
As long as
Who's that
Megaphone
guy?
Mike ain't there.
I don't know if he comes out wearing that cool mask.
Yeah, that
Who?
might help. He's got a new one.
Oh, he's got a new. Okay.
Gangone. Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a new
Oh,
mask.
yeah,
I
does
seen
he?
that the other day. Yeah.
As long as it's sufficiently intimidating, I said, as long as
I think a Golden Lion he was coming out as.
Yes.
no pressure, you guys. We're naming this match of the
lots of
night already.
pressure.
So
Lots of pressure,
Lots of
Sean and
pressure.
Anthony.
Who's
Put on a good
now-
match.
Now you two might, but I got my own little match of the night there.
That's going to be good. We could just jump right ahead because that is the next thing on my list. Title versus briefcase. The crown jewel title from House of Glory versus the golden ticket briefcase in PPW. TJ Marconi versus Evander James.
James is a dead man.
Yeah, because Marconi's mad. And the Marconi that we
James
saw...
is good. He's a dead man.
The Marconi we saw 2 months ago is not the Marconi that we have today.
Oh,
No,
I've seen some of
has
the.
evolved over the last
He is
2 months.
His mind is in a dark place.
Very.
He's living a-
He creates. We die.
he creates
yeah.
he creates dead stuff.
Evander James might just die.
We might
Yeah.
see Evander James die. Watch out.
Well, I'll tell
And
you
then
one
who knows
thing.
who else? Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
who knows who else? I mean, because he's a wild card. He's come out and attacked Ali Rex. He's threatened to go to Ethan Page's house and punch him in the face.
Well,
Oh.
let me talk
who's gonna
directly
stop
to.
it?
Yeah.
Let me talk directly to TJ Marconi.
He's
Pro
not
Wrestling
listening.
Takeover, right? Oh, I wouldn't doubt that. TJ Marconi may have been on talks on Twitter. I had to show him that poster.
I saw.
He's
I
not
saw.
on their poster, but it's Mike Miranda versus All Ego Ethan Page. So I
Mhm.
just think TJ Marconi ought to show up and slap the mustache off Ego Ethan Page's face. Yeah. So
Maybe this is a whole a work inside a work inside
And
a
it
work.
was definitely.
Where Marconi and Orlando might be working together. Just saying.
But yeah, I'm just saying when
No spoilers.
when Marconi comes to spoil your promotion, Pro Wrestling Takeover, you heard it here first. I'm
Maybe-
saying.
maybe
He
they're
said
gonna die.
Marconi has apparently decided he's the 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
Where's the 800-pound gorilla? It's like wherever he wants.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna stop him? You just boot party and
Ego drop.
the ego drop and
I
You
got
know-
one past Ethan the other day. He said he was going to Disney World. What's the best ride to take? I said, the Ego drop.
Space Mountain. Woo!
He liked it too. He didn't even block me. He liked my comment.
wow, I saw you post. I'm getting blocked, right?
Yeah, he liked it. The Ego drop.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
we have making her debut, Miranda Violet. She'll be taking on Sammy Pandora. Both, Sammy needs to get back on the winning track. She's been having some rough luck in PPW over the last, say, 4 months, 5 months, ever since the title match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever since that 4-way rumble.
Yep. So, and
And they're
then
bringing in, what's her name again?
it's, I just said it a second ago, Miranda Violet.
Miranda Violet. Don't know
John, where is John anyway? He was
He
supposed
said
to
he was
be
gonna be
here.
here.
I'm
He
gonna
lied.
super kick. That's it. But yeah, John
No
Hawk.
Corona, John.
John Hawk looked her up and said she looked good. Yeah, she had a match with Jordynne Grace. He said that
That's
was
what I asked.
really
Where's Jordan
good.
Grayson?
Yeah, I
Where's she been?
don't know what she's been doing.
She's all over
she
the
was in
place.
Florida for a while. Her and Gresham.
Hmm.
I'm not sure where she's
I saw she was on a plane to Europe.
Oh.
Woo!
Yeah, you know what? I think I did see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
good for anybody. Does something
Yeah.
like that, Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
She gets
Jet
to work
set.
overseas like that.
And then,
So yeah, that's it. I'm guessing that'll be a decent match.
I
Sammy's
wouldn't know.
involved. We'll see
I wouldn't
exactly.
know. We'll
We know
see.
nothing about these two.
We know we know a
We
lot
know-
about
we,
Sam.
we know Sammy, but
We're all off our game a little bit. Here
it's been a
this
tough week, folks.
Yeah, we didn't have nobody yelling at us, so
We're still a little
Yeah.
discombobulated.
yeah. I'm. I
Well,
got other
that'll,
things
that'll,
on my
that'll,
mind.
that'll,
Oops,
that'll,
sorry.
that'll start on Monday.
Sorry.
so-
Yeah.
I know just-
Horrible. It's gonna be horrible.
it is gonna be. It is gonna be.
So let's move on to Steven's favorite match of the night, folks. Punk Rock All Stars getting their
Oh, good lord.
title rematch versus Steven's favorite team, South Philly's finest.
Oh.
I
they were
actually,
your
I think-
I'm not
Ball.
your favorite team.
well, they really are my favorite team.
Yeah.
They're not. He doesn't like them.
Yeah.
That was a little
You have
bit.
no
I was
taste.
ribbing on him a little bit.
Okay. Sorry.
He doesn't
You
like.
didn't convince him.
Okay, maybe he's saying that Steven doesn't like him. I'm putting words in his mouth. It's not that he doesn't like them. He doesn't like them in PPW the same way that he doesn't like Buzz in Apex.
Yeah.
Am I correct? with
Right.
that? Okay.
You think they should be heels?
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could see Buzz making it really effective.
Well, they were. I liked them when they were heels. Then they came out and they banged the freaking. Well, I don't know that they were so much heels, but I remember having a sign for the Cash Masters.
Mm.
Ripped up.
And
you
I
can
hate-
watch
don't
that on
hate when- don't you hate when
PPW.
they mess with your signs.
No, I still think they would rip up your sign.
They
if
did
you
rip
had
up my
one,
Cash Master sign.
Yeah, I think they do that today or tomorrow.
I'm sure they
Because
would.
You
they,
bring
they
a Cash
really,
Master sign tomorrow?
No, I'm gonna have
you
a.
need
bring-
to take a nap before the next time we film.
I'm gonna bring a "Shut up, I haven't introduced you" sign.
Okay.
It's the Raven fact. I told you guys don't listen.
Right,
Listen.
I don't.
Busby, Berkeley, shut up! I haven't introduced you yet. It's the Raven fact.
I'll take your word for it.
Fact.
Oh my god, it's the best podcast.
I right now I feel like
No,
I
it's
could-
not.
Right now,
This is the best podcast.
Oh yeah, well, breaking the fourth wall, brother.
I do
You
feel
know?
I do feel like I just got deep like DVT.
I kind of feel like I got DP. This is really going rough.
What's going on?
Hashtag
Train wreck. Oh god.
So let's try to stick. Well, we're
Hashtag
talking about.
Hazelton screw job.
Well, yeah. Let's just hope.
Well, that's like somebody said. If you ever wondered what Raven's dog looks like, well, what do you mean?
Looks like a
Gabriel's
dog.
the executive producer. If you look on the Raven podcast show
He gets,
on
he
the
gets
on the
credit for-
podcast, he's on the picture like 4 or 5 times. Him and Raven.
I've seen his dog a lot. He posts his
Yeah.
picture on Twitter like every other hour.
Yeah.
He likes that dog more than he likes any of us.
That's not saying
Can you
much.
blame him?
It is Raven.
Yeah.
There's not much you could say about me regarding Raven that would actually surprise me. So.
I thought we were supposed to get the deadly. Well, no. It's got to be 1,000 likes on 1,000 5-star reviews. Then we get this 7-hole deadly sin gimmick story.
How many likes you want before we get Jerry to wear a dress?
Jerry's never
2.
wearing
Nope.
dresses.
I'm
5
done.
No,
likes.
never wearing a
5
dress
likes.
again.
5
Nightmare.
likes.
That
When
Anyway,
I go to
That was nightmare fuel.
this the SPF title match with Punk Rock All Stars should be really good.
Should be really good. Yeah,
Should be,
SPF.
I mean,
If you can get them up to Hazleton through all the snow and blizzards and shit
there
like
won't
last
be
year.
none of that tomorrow.
There'll be none of that tomorrow.
Nope.
Okay.
They'll be there. They'll be selling merch and cannolis and beating people with baseball bats and metal pipes.
and then when you come out the door,
Get 'em on
there's
hockey.
your snow.
No.
No, Jerry, no snow.
See, they should be using hockey sticks. The Flyers are playing the Phillies hard.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Maybe it'll turn the Flyers' fortunes around. They've
No.
lost like what 6 in a row now. They were doing so
Capital
well.
Vices
Too.
will
Let's
have
go
to-
Pens.
That's right. Jerry finally said something smart.
Thank you, Kevin.
Shut up, Jerry.
Shut up, Jerry.
Ah,
So yeah, I guess. Then of course we have one more match that they've announced, and that is 2 guys returning. One that we haven't seen. The other one we really one of our favorite guys as Caveman Chad takes on Brandon Scott. It's going to be good to see Brandon Scott again.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I think actually maybe like right after Legacy was the last time we saw him.
Yeah, it's been a really
Probably.
long time since we've seen
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, well
Because he was on 205 Live,
Yeah.
and then
he did win the TV title for about a month. And then he lost it right away, right back again. I think the Clutch. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. It's too much wrestling.
Too much to keep track of.
Yes. But I think this card is really stacked.
This
It's
card
gonna be
really looks good.
Yeah, and it's not even the Super Show. Of course, next month Super Show they've already announced Boogeyman, Suicide, Caleb Conley,
Super crazy.
and Super Crazer. I mean that's a
Hey,
load of
Madison
money.
Reed.
So my last members of Caleb
Madison
Conley
Reed.
were at the
Yes, and Madison
yeah.
Reed.
See
Yeah.
that?
Plus, of course, we finally get justice for Orlando as he gets his rematch finally in April.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what he's going to be doing? He like we said, he's on the poster.
So if he shows up and demands his rematch, I don't know.
Well, Swagger won't be there. He'll be rolling around pretending he's doing MMA or something. I don't know. We the people.
I'd like him if he hadn't been doing what he was doing. Let's just say that.
Which is not winning the PPW title, but just having it handed to him by Masters.
Well, Masters, he finally got what he wanted, the title off of Orlando. He had to.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah.
Unjustly.
Basically robbed him.
Hazleton Screwjob, and we will be sitting in the bleachers because of it. So thanks a lot, Masters. You just cost Paul Bell. Right here, you just cost Paul Bell
$15.
So,
I'm just broke.
All right,
Raven's gonna take all my meet and greet money.
Yeah, I think
So
I'm
I
probably
gotta
gonna
take
have
it up.
to do that
I'm not
too.
giving anybody meet and greet money.
I'm gonna.
I don't care if you played for Florida State.
Damn. We didn't even mention that.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons is going to be there too
Ron
for
Simmons.
you WWE marks who will be like, oh, I can't go, Raven. He sucked in WWE.
That's because
Well, it's because,
He
yeah.
did suck
but
at WWE.
I'm just saying.
except for the part where he fed the mop through the wood chipper and the kind of jammed part way.
Moppy,
That was
Moppy.
hilarious. That was hilarious. He just kind of shrugged halfway.
Saturn was so sad.
Look how it ended up.
That was
Saturn's
hilarious.
like barely alive today, and
Yeah,
it's,
disputatious.
all that sadness over losing Moppy, and he just fell apart.
That was a riot. Are you kidding?
Oh, take a nap, Cam.
Yeah,
Take a nap,
put him to
Cam.
sleep.
Ah. It was a clean bump.
It was. That was a good back bump. Better than what I seen Jerry do.
Ah.
Thank you. Honesty
Yeah,
is
well,
the best policy.
Only you can have a bad match with
We
Tony.
built this city.
I was
Oh
snuffed.
man.
I didn't think it was
All
You
right.
weren't
possible.
snuck.
So
You seen that coming.
moving along
Ah.
to the world of the multiverses of independent professional wrestling. Tonight we got 2 shows to talk about that are happening in different corners of our multiverse. One being a corner that we debuted in last week. The Sanctuary will be having episode number 2 tonight. That starts at.
Do they have any matches announced?
I don't think so. I didn't. I should have looked before we came down. But actually,
Probably going on right now as we speak.
No,
they don't even start till
8:30. 8:30. So if any fine folks who might catch us when we first get it up, if you're in the
you find
area,
any of our finely feathered friends.
yes, head over to the Sanctuary. It's a free show. It runs about 2 hours or so. We had a good time last week.
Finely feathered or very furry rat friends.
Oh no. Well, we are talking about Hazleton. I've seen some rats crawling around the streets.
It's Hazleton, folks.
But the other show, which
Scary.
will be starting here, it probably has started by now, would be Excite.
Yeah.
Up in Binghamton, running
home of Keith Zimmer and other disputatious entities.
Sean Carr and Mr. Keith Buck.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we should.
I said other disputatious.
We shouldn't mention Zimmer when talking about Excite. That's persona non grata.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. That. Yeah. But
I'm glad I didn't know what anyone was
cracks-
talking about.
Some cracks are occurring in the Binghamton Mafia, is what you're trying to say.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
But
Yeah,
they got.
All we need is a toilet flushing.
I'm sorry, folks. Randy Orton and Jeremy have ruined it yet again.
Yes. Randy Orton ruins everything.
They have a lot of really good matches on that show. I didn't write them down. I showed her. There's a 4-man scramble at
Joe
Tarzan.
Gacy.
Yep,
It's
Joe
subject to
Gacy.
change.
Oh man, there's a lot of guys. Stockades there.
It's going to be Brute Van Slyke versus Dick Justice.
Yes. Yeah, that right there is worth the $12 to get in the door.
Because he's going to show him the way of the Book of Cornet. Dick Justice will know the way of the Book of Cornet.
I really don't think Dick Justice is going to care. He'll say, "Stop!" And if he doesn't, then he'll pull out his gun.
Oh, well then he's going to get T-bones all night for dinner.
Yeah, I don't really see Brute enjoying Dick Justice comedy. You haven't seen Dick Justice.
I've
You
heard about it.
seriously got to look some of this stuff up on YouTube. He's hilarious.
I find the time.
It's wonderful. All right, let's roll around here now. If you can't make it to either one of them shows, you can find them on Twitch.
Yeah, both of them.
Yep, both of them are
Oh
airing.
shoot! Yeah, that's what we ought to do on the way home. Watch. Thanks for on Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably be up tonight because it was last week. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's the way it's going to go every week. But it was the whole Sanctuary show was up that night.
Yeah,
So-
and you can find them on YouTube too as well. I mean, the Sanctuary anyway.
Yeah. A lot of good names come through that door.
Mhm.
Those doors. I was looking that up. Just on their YouTube stuff, and they had a really great match with Jonathan Gresham.
Oh yeah, at the Sanctuary.
At
Really?
Sanctuary, yes,
Oh
sir.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that said they had made stops to Sanctuary on a certain thread that
Yeah.
we kind of shaded on a little bit ago. That I was kind of surprised that I didn't realize how many people had worked there.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know that either.
A lot of stunt fighters out there.
Yeah.
Do them stunts.
None stunts, baby.
Like I said, and just to briefly touch on that, basically what I said, when you go to Sanctuary, it's it's basically like you're going to a live studio taping of a television show that just so happens to be about wrestling. Well, no,
Well, okay, I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
It's fake fights.
it's the stunt,
Yeah.
the stunt aspect of it, like. Because John did the stunts for the wrestler, so it's
Oh,
basically
yeah.
like the movies. The key aspect isn't the stunts being performed in the ring, even though it's a wrestling movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The aspect there, it's still work being done in a ring by trained professionals. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's still work for them guys, but it's basically like going and watching a live TV show, a show that just so happens to be about
Yeah.
wrestling.
And I mean, you go and look up John Trotsky and
Oh,
see
yeah.
the stuff that he's done. I mean, he's worked for WWE. He's, like he said, worked on The
Yeah.
Wrestler and something like 12 different movies. He's accredited
Noah.
as head stuntman. He's been a professor for Penn State Hazleton,
Yeah.
Berks University, King's. He teaches college credited classes on technology, on the broadcast technology and stuff, and just sitting there and watching them with their cameraman. I mean, they've got the whole riggings that you put up on your chest to keep it stabilized. Watching the production of this the stuff's on the screens and stuff. It was informative just kind of watching.
Well, cool. If I would have kept with my stuff with BCW, Joe Rogers was gonna buy me all that. Him and Fuji were gonna buy me a freaking cattleman's harness to freaking.
They're gonna buy you $15 worth of equipment.
They wouldn't. Just in case you didn't know, I was a cameraman for BCW.
He's not tooting his own horn, ladies and gentlemen.
Toot toot! Not toot my own horn. And what's this baloney? I hear Mambo Italiano wants to come out and say he's the only Italian wrestler. Disputatious.
Wow.
Disputatious. That's a shoot to the Mambo Italiano.
He thinks
tonight's key word is
Wait
a minute. Tonight's key word is
Every night's keyword is disputatious.
Yes.
Magic word.
You've been away for a while.
Ding,
Jerry.
ding, ding, ding.
This isn't Pee Wee's Playhouse.
When
Right?
did it start? It's been a while now.
Yeah.
It's been like a month.
He's
or
latched
two.
onto that word.
Yeah, it was one of these things that
It's his
I think you came
destrucity.
to, it was the week that you came to PPW with Joe Banza.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting there, and you just you used it like 5 times in a row in about a matter of 5 minutes. And I was like,
Really?
Steven, did you learn a new word this week? And you said, yeah, I did.
That's disputatious. Yep.
Now I use it. Even
Yeah.
even when you're not around, I'll say it. And I'm like, oh my
That's a
God.
catchy word.
It's catchy. It is catchy. Watch those merch tables, ladies and gentlemen. You
Yeah.
have
We're gonna
yourself your
sit.
very own $15 disputatious shirt.
Yeah.
Only at the Smart Mark Alley. Speaking of that, get your wristbands. I did forget them.
Yes,
I was
sir.
going to bring them, so yes. I'll have them tomorrow
Womp
night at
womp.
PPW. Yeah, we've got some other stuff coming down the line.
I'll have some ordered. I got some my nephews and stuff. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit about New Japan.
Oh, ouch!
and Ring of Honor and
All
I
In.
that's what I was just gonna ask. I gotta know who's all in.
I'm all in.
I'm
What
all
I've
in.
seen. I'm convinced.
You're not all in.
Super K, brother.
Oh. He's a Kenny fan.
I'm a anybody New
Oh,
Japan
yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
There's so much talent there; it's just unreal. I mean, there's nobody you cannot like that's not going to be phenomenal there.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, he did a good job in the bear suit.
Yeah.
Benny the Bear was phenomenal.
Barry.
Barry.
It's very quiet now. Yeah, he did take
Tweet,
one for
tweet,
the
tweet,
team.
tweet.
You know who else took one for the team? Hangman Page. I'm getting
That
ready to take a
moonsault.
drink
Oh.
now. Oh, you're talking about something completely. See, you didn't watch Being the Elite yet
No.
either.
Yeah. He did take one for the team.
He had about a half a gallon of piss poured down his throat.
Okay.
And not just normal
Yeah.
piss, Joey Ryan piss, which
Yeah.
is like a completely different thing.
That's
you
like
know?
penis pretender piss.
Uh-huh. But,
Alright.
yeah, we seriously, we should do a reaction video and show him that segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's pretty good. We'll do that later.
All right.
Let's keep
No need to hurry.
let's keep booking the crap booking. And,
Yeah.
Let's
yeah,
keep the
so,
crap booking. Is what you're saying.
You watch. Both of you guys watched some New Japan this week,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm not. I've missed a couple of matches in the New Japan Cup, but I know the results and I've seen a couple of matches. But I'm a little busy lately, so I
I
haven't seen them all.
understand that.
Yeah.
But those.
That's the way, boys.
See, I don't know all the names of the factions, but I know it was
There
Davey
is
Boyce.
only one.
Davies,
You got
Davey Boy
Suzuki
Smith.
Gun.
You got
Junior.
Suzuki Gun, you got Chaos, you got Bullet Club, and you got Taguchi Japan.
Okay. Then I know that was a 3-way match with Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer, and that was a good one. And Naito and who was that?
Anytime that was Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. Okay, yeah.
And
That
Zack
was a
Sabre
good one.
Jr. I mean, he's in this tournament. He's
Yeah.
had the hardest route to where he is. He's in the semifinals right now.
Yeah.
The quarterfinals, sorry. And he's beat first round played Tetsuya Naito, beat him.
Yeah.
And I think he made him tap out, I believe.
I think what happened was he
I
had him
can
in the
believe that.
But then
he had him in the move, and then he was like rubbing his
and then he won it.
Well,
he
yeah,
won.
he's one of those wily British types. He takes after Stephen.
Oh yeah, he's
Remember how he used to?
It was like
Yeah,
a
with the-
TKO. I know one of them
I
was
just
a
call them
TKO.
grapplers.
I know one was a TKO and then the other one was a full-on tap out.
Well, no, it was a stoppage. He
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
went
yeah,
against
you're
Kota
right.
Ibushi the second round,
That yeah.
and the referee stopped it. You had Red Shoe stop the match,
Mm-hmm.
so he couldn't see. He didn't want to see anymore, so he stopped the match, and Kota lost.
Yeah.
So and Zack Sabre advanced, and now Zack Sabre is going against. So you have Hiroshi Tanahashi, who just beat Juice Robinson. So you have Hiroshi Tanahashi in the finals
yeah.
now, and then Sanada. You have Zack Sabre versus Sanada.
Sonata's the guy that comes out with the DVD, right?
No, he's Cold Skull. He comes out with a mask.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wears
yeah.
all black. He was trained by Kenji Muto.
That's gonna be a good match right there.
Sonata is a really, really talented guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been trained by a phenomenal wrestler himself. But Sonata's got a lot of talent himself, and he bring that it's a Skull's End. It's that reverse dragon sleeper, and he pulls him to the ground. He can just pull it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, it'll be a good match. I have no idea who's gonna win though. I mean, Hiroshi Tanahashi's coming back from an injury with the cup, and
Yeah.
he's just blazed right through. But I don't know, Zack Sabre, he's had a tough route to where he is now.
Him, yeah.
I mean,
Zack Sabre's a tough kid.
yeah. I mean, he's small, but when I first saw him, he came to New Japan. I was like, what is this? What is this? And I seen one or two matches. I was like,
who is this?
why
rather,
can't I see
who is
more
this
of
somewhat
him?
metrosexual-looking British dude?
he's just so tiny compared to all these other guys.
Yeah,
He
another
does not
good
let
one
that
was
stop him.
No.
Suzuki Gun versus Roppongi 3K. That was a good match.
I didn't see that one.
That was really good. If you can see that on YouTube or whatever, if you got New Japan World, yeah, definitely look that up.
Yeah, I'm just in the process of getting caught up. Like I said, I've seen some of the bits of, I've seen some of the matches, but just not all of them.
Right.
So, and the new, it's not like, WWE and stuff like that, where
Yeah,
it's like
definitely
you
not
get
like
you,
WWE.
you get
No,
one match,
no.
you get two events during the week,
the
and
one
that's
thing
it.
we
And then
don't-
every month you
That's
get a
like
pay-per-view.
we were talking
Like,
earlier.
in Japan, you'll have
Ah.
like match today, and another event the next day, and maybe a day or two of rest, and then another event. And it's
Yeah.
it's a
It's like
on.
what we were
Tours
talking about
are
earlier.
impressive,
You
like
know,
watching being the
in
elite, you see
WWE is
the Bucks
wrestle,
will fly. And
wrestle,
it's like
talk,
it's a
talk,
full
talk,
day of flight
wrestle.
for them from
In New
California
Japan,
to
it's wrestle,
Japan,
wrestle.
and then they'll have like
I mean-
6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, and then they have to hop in a bus or the van. The van will take them, such and such a place, and they'll hop on one of them trains. And it's 6 hour, train commute then, and then they work, and then they turn around, travel to the next city.
Mhm.
They work
That's,
well.
that's how the tour. That's how the Japanese tour works.
They work well with Ring of Honor though. They'll share talent, and you
Yeah.
won't see
Yeah, they
talent for
share-
a little while. They'll be over in Ring of Honor wrestling, and then suddenly they'll just appear back in New Japan, and they'll be there for a
That's what I
little
said.
while.
But believe me, folks, it's like there's a whole other world of wrestling outside the wee wee. More people
Yeah.
are actually making full time livings out of this, and that's good.
I definitely got the impression that they work with their
Yeah.
talent.
I
That
noticed
they,
that, like,
hey,
It's
you,
like,
you
it's,
want to
it's
do
like,
this?
It's like this great alliance of federations. Like we're as long as we don't work with those Nimrods.
I noticed that, like, if somebody wants, like, that somebody in Ring of Honor wants a big name, they'll go work with New Japan, like Chase
Yeah.
Owens and Juice Robinson. Those guys are big over there now, but put them in Ring of Honor. With everybody else that was on there was like, well, who's Chase Owens? Who's Chase? But now he's got a big name in New Japan. As well with Juice Robinson too. I always remember him as the guy who broke Owens' nose on their debut when Owens debuted. So that was awesome. And we just added to his debut when Owens debuts and freaking right there, a broken nose. And that's the whole fight. Owens fight spirit.
Well, in Japan, they kind of work you into it because most of the Japan events, every time there's a show, it's mostly tag team matches.
Yeah, that's what
And
I've
then you
noticed.
occasionally get a one-on-one, and usually that one-on-one is either a title match or it's a storyline match. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
big event. You know what I mean?
But they
It's-
work the storylines into the tag team matches,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get you get somebody challenging an Okada for the title.
basically.
Then
Because
the
they
next
probably
month
have a lot of.
they'll have a
staples.
lot of tag team matches in where they're facing each other, but they're on a tag team
Mhm.
on opposite sides.
Right.
So and they'll kind of work that way into it, and then they'll get more beef, and it'll just
And
kind of
have
build and
that
build and build.
one-on-one
And the tag
counter.
match, and of course the tag team format. That's calibrated so a lot more people can get their stuff in. You can have a lot more people on a show.
Yep.
And a lot more possibilities for matches then.
And if you're new to the scene, it gets you comfortable
Mhm.
with
yeah,
what's going on in the ring.
Yeah.
with New Japan, they're not afraid to have their champions lose in
Right.
these tag team matches. You know, I mean, that's oftentimes how they build to who's going to be the next contender. You know, Okada will go out there and take a pinfall loss to Nato. And
Yeah.
then they'll say, well, hey, you know, then when it's over, Nato says, hey, I beat you. You know, now we're
I
going
want
to
title
go.
shot.
Yeah, we're going to go and Ojohana.
The only thing
Hurricane.
The only thing they do in Japan that I kind of dislike is sometimes you get somebody who will lose a title, or they'll go for a title, like a lesser title, like the Intercontinental or something like that, and they'll lose, and then it's like a couple weeks later they're challenging for the next title
Yeah,
up. I
yeah.
kind of dislike that, but
Mhm.
I can understand. Maybe you need some time to build yourself up and work out
Yeah.
and get yourself, more toned, ready for the next big thing. So you're always on the road. You're defending the title constantly. It's like eventually you're gonna lose, and then it's like you get a little bit of a break and get some workout in, get some rejuvenation, maybe heal some injuries that just haven't had time to heal all the way. And then you go back out there and you're like, okay, I'm ready for the next big thing. So
Way to sum it up, dude.
So you were talking about, Jeremy more or less brought up the idea of companies working together
Mhm.
to form this alliance, and this is kind of stepping off. It's something I forgot about. I didn't even write it into my write-up. Last week we had the announcement that at WrestleMania week, they're going to be doing Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground on the show.
Yep.
Phoenix is coming in. Rey Mysterio, and just announced yesterday that,
That's been Xavier.
from OVE. Sammy Callahan is going to be wrestling Davey Richards, but Sammy's going to be wrestling as his Jeremiah Crane. Yeah, Jeremiah Crane, his Lucha Underground character. So he's actually switching sides and going back to Lucha Underground. And I just think it's really interesting because the same week that they announced that, Austin Aries shows up at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view and challenges for the TV title.
Yeah.
Showing that, and he came with the TNA title, with the Impact title. So it's showing that Impact is kind of carrying on what GFW had started earlier last year, where they want to work with all the different companies.
Yeah.
I think it's really smart, especially going into
Smart, yes.
WrestleMania week, because everybody's going to be there. Can you imagine if like Austin Aries just goes around to all these shows and just keeps picking up titles
Picking up more titles.
at every show? It's almost like they said, hey, you know what? We gave away what we had going on with the Hardys winning, their Road of Gold or whatever.
Yeah.
What did they call it? The Conquest of Gold last year. They gave that away when they went off WWE. Well, this is a way we can do it here.
Mhm.
And we'll
I
do
like
it with a guy that WWE left go.
Yeah.
You basically say at this point right now, Aries has like 10 titles.
Yeah.
He's like the independent champion of the world.
He is.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens, throughout WrestleMania week and at WrestleCade, because Impact's going to have a big part of WrestleCade. That's kind of like the independent WrestleMania that happens. I believe it's Saturday before Mania. I think it's that night.
Yeah.
I think it's like right after the Hall of Fame ceremony. What a week it would be to be there.
Yeah.
I just think that's really cool. And then you saying about working together made me think of that. And,
Makes sense, doesn't it?
yeah. I mean, it's smart. Finally, somebody at Impact has said, you know what, let's quit fighting against everybody else in the wrestling world. Because you remember, they used to work with Ring of Honor when they first started. And then they got all uppity about their guys working Ring of Honor shows. And Ring of Honor said, well, screw you. We've been around a lot longer than you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, basically, it hurt Ring of Honor because they lost guys like Joe. And they didn't get to have Styles come in no more. But at the same point in time, Impact didn't get Christopher Daniels when they really needed him. He went off to do his own thing. Eventually, he came. But, I thought that was cool. So, anybody watch Fastlane?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Did you? You guys got anything you want to throw out there? I watched the main event. And that was about it because we are running a little tight.
Yeah, the main event, you knew who was gonna win.
Yeah, you knew it right there.
I
and
hoped
you-
I knew
but,
who was
yeah.
going to win. Let's
But
put
it
that
was
way.
still a good match.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. The whole tag team
That killed
match.
me. That killed me.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that, but it killed
Yeah.
me.
It was such a good
It was a
match.
good
That's-
match.
then
It
the
was
Blo-
so good,
Bludgeon
and then
Brothers
you
came
ruined
out
it by having the Bludgeon Brothers come out, and I've
Well, it
been
was
waiting
kinda
for
like
that
a New
Bludgeon
Japan-
Brothers push. I've been waiting for that, but that was the wrong time to do it.
It was kind of like how Roppongi 3K and Suzuki Gun ended up. They had this amazing match, and then all of a sudden, my man's over there spitting alcohol in the guy's face. Oh, that's a DQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
I
much
mean,
for that freaking 5-star match, and then was like, okay, well these
Nothing,
you know,
nothing kills
It's
it like
get-
a bad ending.
It's getting to the
Yeah.
point where WWE is just basically garbage. I'm sorry.
It's been-
Well, it's not
They
their
would-
fault.
I mean, the WWE
it's
thing with
because
the
they don't
Bludgeon
have any
Brothers was
competition. They
worse.
realize they can
Yeah.
put on whatever the hell they want, and the ratings aren't going to get any lower.
No, New
They-
Japan's coming back
and
to the
NXT
States
They've,
again.
they've driven
Yeah.
off every fan they can drive off.
They
And you
drove
could
me
say-
off a long time
almost
ago.
say the NXT is almost like the second coming of ROH.
It's very
They're getting a lot of the ROH talent. They got War Machine now. They got
this is a question that a friend of mine posed to me last week. It's like, is it better to stay on NXT, get paid less, but you're still going to work and you're still going to get pushed, or
depends
get
on
called
who
up
you
to the
are.
WWE and get ruined?
Why bother
you
being
know,
there?
I
Just stay
like
where you're
watching
at.
Just stay in
NXT.
NXT. Don't
I like
don't
the
bother getting called up.
NXT takeover pay-per-views, especially when they had War Games. I'm like, okay, WWE,
Certain people do better in the NXT. Certain people are.
Roderick
Better
Strong,
I mean, look, Kevin Owens is still good
aka
in the main
Kevin
roster.
Steen.
When he gets the opportunities. Finn Balor is still good at the main roster.
Yeah.
Joe,
Chamber.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
Red
you have the
Dragon.
people like
Way too many points. for
Tyler
elimination
Breeze
there,
was better in
NXT.
NXT.
Then
Adrian Neville was better in NXT.
But they
Was it
ruined-
his
Then what?
fault,
No.
though?
But,
they
yeah.
ruined most
They
of the
ruin
star-
everything. Let's
Yeah.
just say it.
Most
They
of the
ruin
stars that come to NXT goes up to the main roster to get.
Well, for
They get
one
buried.
thing, you've got a writing team on both shows that are overwhelmed trying to write 10 hours of TV every week. And then it doesn't help that, say, SmackDown, who do you put in charge? Freaking Jesse James. The Road Dog. For goodness sakes.
Well, we'll have to wait and see because I just read recently USA's contract with the WWE is set to
Yes.
expire.
Yeah.
And they and Fox is trying to get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
put on
Fox
Fox
is trying to
Sports.
get.
And Fox Sports has already come out and said if they get the rights to WWE, Raw will be shortened back again to 2 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I heard. Remember when they tried that, putting NXT on USA? They did it
Mhm.
1 week. That was an experiment because USA is interested in getting NXT. The contract that USA has presented, this came from Meltzer, so I believe it's
yeah.
true.
Dave
That,
Meltzer.
that USA came to WWE because they had pre-meetings, whatever, because nothing will be decided until after Sweeps Week in
Yep.
May. But USA said, look, we want to continue with the same amount of programming, but here's what we want to do. We want to bring NXT up, put it on Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and we'll take Raw down to 2 hours. And Vince said, well, let's put something on and see what it draws. Because he doesn't want to give up
He doesn't
his
want to give up an
moneymaker.
hour. He doesn't want to give up an hour of
Well,
advertising.
that and NXT is his moneymaker on the network.
Yeah.
Besides the pay-per-views, what else is on the network that you would want to watch besides NXT?
Nothing.
And maybe
Nothing.
205.
Pay-per-views.
Well, if they
Two,
made 205 Live that network exclusive
That's
thing instead of now it's like it's
Rockstar
a-
Spud.
choosing between 205 Live and NXT. I
You
mean,
actually
there's so much shit to watch. It's
Yeah, I
like,
know.
okay, now I gotta get on the
I can't-
internet
I
and
can't
watch
stand 'em.
205. Then I gotta get on the internet and watch. But if they made 205 Live that internet exclusive, and started adding the guys from NXT like they have, it
Mhm.
could really be something phenomenal, And it's been phenomenal, like Vince Dorado.
I've heard great things.
So-
Like you said, there's just too much to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was my I think how my personal opinion why WWE isn't doing all that great is because they're spreading themselves so thin. It's like they have a lot of talented guys in their
But they
organization,
don't know how to use
but
them.
they have too many of them, and they're trying to do too much with too little. I mean, they have all these talented stars, and they have you have 4 shows now.
Yeah.
4 shows, and this is a huge roster of wrestlers, and you're trying to give them all some airtime, and it's like you have stories going on here, stories going on there, stories going on here. It's just a mess.
Well, it's just like back in the Attitude Era. You had
you know,
Shotgun Saturday night. You had Sunday Night Heat, Velocity. Main event.
But again, all those shows were just an hour. You didn't have a 3-hour behemoth at the beginning of the week.
And if you missed
and a pay-per-view every other week.
Yeah, and I mean,
now it won't be because now the pay-per-views are going to be
But at the same time, if you missed Heat, you know that you didn't miss a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, unless Raven was on. Some of those Heat shows when he was the king of Heat was pretty good.
Well, they gave him mic time.
Yeah, that should have showed him something. But
sometimes you refer to a live mic as a loaded mic. Giving Raven, that's a loaded mic.
Maybe if you just you took some of the shows and you just had less going on and just more just wrestling, just matches.
No, nobody will watch that.
Nobody watches wrestling matches.
That's why I watch
wrestling matches.
It's not wrestling matches. It's sports entertainment.
Somebody's gonna sit there and watch wrestling. Like thinking that somebody would go to a gym and watch,
high school gym or college.
No, go to a gymnasium and watch a couple 150-pound guys flip around in the air on a Saturday. Who would do that?
No.
Part of the reason why I enjoy New Japan so much. There's a lot less story and just a lot more actual matches.
Now these days, watching Raw, it seems like I was telling you earlier.
I don't
talk. Maybe a wrestling match in between, but it was mostly talking.
Well, the big problem with that is if you miss an episode, it's like you missed 5 episods. It's like you watch the next week and it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
What I miss?
Personally, I hope the XFL works out. I'd say more football as opposed to less. So
I like football. I like Vince being preoccupied. That would be great.
Just remember what happened to the USFL.
And don't worry about the damn cheerleaders. We'll worry.
Rise, Randy, rise! I hear voices in my head.
WrestleMania card is starting to come together.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you hear about Louisiana banning the power driver and 2 other moves that you will not be allowed?
Pile driver.
The power driver move.
Yeah, the power driver.
Power driver.
You know what I mean.
It's like a power bomb only turns into a power driver. It's a Ganzo bomb. Oh, Jesus.
It's on the Wrestling Zone webpage. I'm being serious now.
I guess it's not going to be a Wrestling Louisiana anymore, though.
You're saying the Athletic Commission is...
Yeah, they banned it.
I believe that.
They banned it.
It's no
so
different than
Undertaker will not be doing the Tombstone power drive?
He's got enough. He's got the last
That's what I'm saying.
Choke slam.
He's got the whiskey a go-go plot around that leg choke.
Yeah, I like that. The whiskey go-go plot.
I didn't make that joke. I never stole a joke. I didn't
Hell's
like.
Gate.
Oh, cool. Whack-a-mole.
Randy Orton game.
Whack-a-Randy.
Still whacking Oregon. But yeah, we talked about this last week on our post show in Sanctuary. There was no excitement for WrestleMania whatsoever. And then in one segment, on Monday night, they changed that. Braun Strowman. Is there anything this man can't do? I mean, he can, eliminate every tag team in a battle royal by himself. He can flip trailers. He can lift limousines. He can, push the stadium into the ocean if he doesn't win the title.
Can he make a Randy Orton match not a cure for insomnia?
I'm sure he can.
Can he be Vince McMahon's best friend, though?
What's that?
Can he be Vince McMahon's best friend, though?
Well, maybe not, but he could probably be Hunter's best friend. Yeah. And Vince is going to take, Vince took one look at him years ago.
Yeah. He bugled like a moose. He got a 10-foot purple heart on it.
The genetic jackhammer.
I'm really upset about shenanigans.
Grapefruits.
I get really, really upset about shenanigans. the shenanigans of him being the winner and the number one contender by himself for the tag titles, I'm all right with it because he carries it. He's so good. He's got
Now
for a guy. He's huge. He looks scary.
oh,
He can wrestle and he can talk.
Well, and he's carrying the mixed match challenge.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Him and Alexa
Yes.
Bliss,
Oh,
those two together.
they are.
That is just magic right there because
Yeah.
those two are carrying that whole segment.
Yeah. Not that I can be bothered to watch it. I mean, it's,
I'll catch the end.
I see
Yeah.
clips of it here and there. Yeah.
But those two together, it's fantastic.
so basically it's gonna be a 2-on-1 match for the tag team titles.
Yep.
Oh
And then,
my
and then,
God.
and then Braun's gonna have Daniel Bryan and Kane's little thing. He's gonna have both belts and he says, "I'm the tag team champions.
Yeah.
Look what I caught with these hands."
Then Daniel Bryan's gonna come out and say, nope. You gotta have a partner.
No.
And then Daniel Bryan will get slammed through the stage, and then
I'm
when
starting
he
to
wakes
think
up,
he's
he'll be Bryan Danielson, and he can be all in.
the American
Ah,
Dragon.
yes, Seth Rollins, The Miz,
I have
Finn
to
Balor
follow.
for the Intercontinental Championship. That's going to be
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Yep, that'll be.
So you just got awesome wrestling. Shinsuke versus AJ.
Yeah, so I mean, even though we do have our, John Cena and Undertaker.
Oh my God. I was glad John Cena lost that Fastlane.
And
I was glad.
we'll,
Shit show.
We'll
Me
have,
too.
We'll have
Well, jeez. Shit show.
the real shit show. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Oh my
You know,
I'm
God.
just waiting for them.
Besides that, you know what that is? That's called go get a beer.
Go get a beer and
Bathroom
popcorn.
break.
Beer, some chili.
Take a
some,
dump.
I'm just-
buffalo
Go use the
chicken
elimination
dip,
chamber.
Take
Yes.
a ride. In the
I'm
corner,
waiting
don't
for them.
move.
Get on your phone and come join us.
I think they
on
need to
our-
cut down
our
on these
Facebook
pay-per-views.
thread that we'll have going again this year.
You
Where we
got
can
so
all
many
bitch because the
fucking
network isn't
pay-per-views every
working
month.
correctly.
Yeah.
That's
But,
what happened
you know,
last. Well, I didn't.
They need to
was-
cut down
was
on
there
the
an actual thread? I
pay-per-views.
remember texting you. A few
Oh
times.
yeah, you were just. I don't think you were as online capable as you are now. But yeah, there was a gigantic thread. It was him, me. and
Yeah,
him,
we-
basically.
We were all
It's
like,
But
I thought it was
but
just me.
We have 3 times the followers this year, so maybe
it was pretty
5
positive.
people.
That whole thread was pretty positive until Roman Reigns, and then we all were just nasty.
Well, it didn't start off well when Neville.
Well,
you know,
true,
kept
yeah.
the title. Aries didn't win the title. That started it right there. All right, yeah, it's that time to wrap it
Yeah.
up. Throw shows out there next weekend on the next weekend is an open weekend. The 24th, Pro Wrestling Empire in Harrisburg. Go check that out. They've got a loaded show. Ryback versus Mr. Grimm. Kevin Nash will be there. Road Warrior Animals there.
That's
Stop.
Friday.
You
No,
can,
it's
don't be
next-
nasty
the
to Road
24th.
Warrior.
I wasn't.
Saturday.
He's still.
2 weeks from tonight.
I wasn't thinking. I
Or 2
wasn't
weeks from
laughing.
tomorrow.
at
2
that.
weeks
Yeah.
from-
The other
it's
guy,
The whole
yeah,
NTW thing's got me messed
Yeah.
up.
People power.
7 foot.
then-
How tall are you, Nash? I didn't know they start shit that high.
Then on the 25th, NTW presents Psycho Sunday.
Psycho Sunday, yeah.
It's a huge show for them. It's a fundraiser for a lady up there in Towanda who's going through a battle with cancer. Already announced, Kindred Kamari comes in and will be taking on Big Aaron Nasty.
Yes, sir.
Rob Cook defends his newly won title against Dewey Murray.
Yes.
Boots and Lariats will be defending the titles. They haven't said against two, but of course they don't have the titles.
Yeah,
EV2
EV2
has
has
them.
the
So, let's see what else. I know a couple other things.
LJ Thomas versus Joe Perfect.
Yep. That was just announced.
Joe Money.
Money, yes.
Yeah, it's Joe Money.
And Johnny Cadillac versus Jason Fury. Some very,
Ooh,
very,
yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very, very interesting match. And Seth Briggs will be taking on Little Daddy
LDC.
C. Yep. And LDC promises us he's going to destroy him.
Okay,
He
good.
said he's going to steal his bike and ride it all throughout around.
He's got a
Towanda
shirt
again.
already. He's
Yes.
going to take that shirt.
So, and then of course the following week after that, the 31st, True Wrestling in Mill Hall. That's another fundraiser show for the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh.
He's an ass man.
Yes, Billy Gunn will be there.
Mhm.
telling
He's,
everybody
he's an
to
asshole. Right?
suck it.
No,
He's an asshole. Right?
like I said, if you
Smoking guns.
No,
Bang bang.
no matches have been
I-
announced.
I-
for
I-
that.
if you
Oh yeah.
aren't aware of how fun Billy Gunn can be at an indie show, you need to go and watch from BCW Bree Combination Wrestling, Mike Orlando versus
Are you
Billy
saying
Gunn.
I should give Billy Gunn a chance?
If he's wrestling
Well,
Mike
I was gonna
Orlando,
say just to say this, my eyes and ears have been out there listening, and there's a good chance that Billy Gunn might end up working with somebody that would make him very happy.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and we also know
Okay.
we heard another match. If you remember back at the last True Show, we're not at liberty to discuss it.
Oh,
That
yeah.
definitely it has the capacity to be a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Just throw
Don't miss
that
it,
out there.
folks.
So, yeah, you
don't
wanna
let
miss
don't
this
let
show.
Billy Gunn scare you off.
You know, $12 gets you in the door. It's not only is it a fundraiser,
It's for a good cause.
senior project. So, you know, and
Friend of the podcast.
yes, and it can bring wrestling to Clinton County.
Which
Yeah.
badly needs it.
Yeah, Clinton County just needs anything that's not
Any-
meth.
Yeah.
You know? I'm serious.
You
like,
might have a couple
serious.
meth heads there.
I think we have a meth head
Well,
at
yeah.
this table.
Thank you.
So that's
Yep,
all
yep.
our shows going up to
Yep.
the end. Oh, and don't forget AXW is running that night too in Hamburg. Raven will be there.
Hamburger.
KVT is going to be there against a mystery opponent.
By Rick Ryder.
Yeah, you know that is.
No.
You just might have knocked the secret right off.
Yeah,
Foxy might be upset with you.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I'm just, it could be.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Smart
be-
Mark
that
Alley,
would
not
be-
Spoiler Alley.
I might be a little upset of not
Yeah.
going to that show after all, but
Well, I don't know the Iggy there.
Steven the Spoiler.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm just.
Let the
saying.
cat
Steve
out. Let the
don't
cat
know
out
what
the
he's
bag.
talking right now.
You think
let the
you
poor
think Fox
boy
has enough
alone.
time to message me during the day?
yes, he's a very busy man, but he will find time.
Super kid! Super kid!
All right, since you're up, you want to go hit the button, and
Okay.
we'll all say goodbye. Don't hit the button until we say goodbye, though,
Yeah.
because we have
How
to
you
let
doing?
everybody know
That we're saying goodbye.
we are saying goodbye,
Goodbye.
and that we are Smart
Smart
Mark
Mark
Alley,
Alley,
and
and
we
we
decided
decided
who gets over.
Arcana!